Hi everybody, this is Ian of Piece Together Cosplay, and today I am at the Disneyland Hotel for a very special event. We are having afternoon tea, proper English tea, in Steakhouse 55. So if you'd like to come and have some tea with me, and maybe learn a little bit more about having proper tea and the etiquette behind it, let's go have some tea. We sat down, we're waiting to be served yet still. And first thing is first is you take your napkin from the table, it's folded in half, and the crease part goes towards your body. That's the proper British way to do it. Our plate is set beautifully. We have our two knives, a spoon and a fork. Only the one fork, which means that our finger sandwiches will actually be eaten with our fingers, as we will be saving our forks likely for our sweet at the end of the meal. But we'll see that when the tea tray arrives. Very excited. The tradition of English tea starts with Duchess Anna of Bedford from the 1840s, when dinner would typically be served between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. That's a long time to wait for food, so she would ask the servants to bring her bread and water. Now, this became a tradition that she started with her friends, and went from bread and water to tea and sweets, and becoming the afternoon tea as we know it today. We're going to show the proper way of holding your teacup. Now, before our tea comes, this will be very nice. We do not hook our fingers around. This is a teacup, it's very delicate, and it's not coffee. We do what is called a pinch or a pinch. We pinch through the teacup and rest the handle on our middle fingers. We never extend the pinky. It's very gauche, that's a very Disney thing. Now, even though we are at the Disneyland Hotel, we are going to use our classic British etiquette for today. Although etiquette, the whole point of etiquette and manners is to make everyone around you feel as comfortable as possible. So if someone were to hook, that's fine. One of the reasons for not hooking is your knuckle would be touching your cup. And this is going to be filled with hot liquid, so as we're not burning ourselves. There we are. When we stir our tea, if we've put sugar in it, we are not going to clank around stirring up a whirlwind. We are going to put the spoon in our cup and stir from 6 to 12, 6 to 12. And people were using sugar cubes specifically. It would mash up against the cup as opposed to just chasing it around the cup. When we have stirred, we will not clank the top of our cup. We will give it one quick little dash, and then place the spoon there again, running parallel with the handle of the teacup, and bringing it to us, not us to it. Also, when using your teacup, when you are drinking, look directly into your teacup, and drink not over your teacup, because this is not a murder mystery. Well, not yet anyway. Because we've been given our own individual pots of tea, which is lovely, we're not having to deal with the tea bags, thankfully. And you would always use a loose leaf tea and use your tea strainers, but that's already been handled for us within the pot, so we have our own. It's delicious. Tea tray. We sometimes think that we want to start in order. These are your scones, not your scones, scones, and then your finger sandwiches, which will be first, and then the sweet on the bottom. The reason that the scones are on top here on the tea tray is because they are in the dome shape. Scones were typically used under a cloche, so they now still are because they have the dome, but we'll be having them second after we try our finger sandwiches. Now, even though these beautiful finger sandwiches are open-faced, we could conceivably use our fork with them, but they are small enough to use as a finger sandwich. But for second, we will be having our scones, not scones, and a good way to remember is because once it's gone, it's gone. And these are, I'm excited about the black currant one, which is a favorite taste of mine. But I'm going to try this lovely cucumber sandwich now. Little bites. And if we need to dab, we grab from the middle, from where we dab. We don't wipe, it's not a face cloth. And then return to our laps. I'm going to enjoy this. Well, I've enjoyed my sandwiches, and I'm moving on to my scones now. So, with a scone, you would never take a knife and hack into it. You would take it by the middle, and it should just open up beautifully, like so. And you would place your cream, your clotted cream, and jam. Now, there's much debate on which is first, whether it's cream first and jam second, or vice versa. If you are in Devonshire and you're having Devonshire clotted cream, it would always be cream first with jam on top. But we're here in Disneyland, and we can do however we please. One thing you will never do, though, is when you've had your scones and you've put your cream and your jam on them, you would never put them back together as a sandwich. Your host would say, please start the car. One of the things about afternoon tea, which is so great, is that it is for the middle of the day in between your larger meals. Generally, if you're only having the 2 larger meals, it would typically be at 4 o'clock. This is a lighter pick-me-up, as it were. It's not meant to be a meal, so we're not here stuffing our gob, as it were. Well, tea has been lovely, and we've had our finger sandwiches, our scones with cream and jam, and our sweet, lovely cream-filled macarons, and just a little too wonderful. So at the end of tea, and sometimes we don't know exactly what to do, is it's actually very simple. You would take your napkin, you'll dab very nicely, and then return your napkin, not fold it up into a pretty shape, not in a horrible crumple, but just a little fold, and place it to the left side of you when you leave. And this signals to your server that you are ready to leave. If you are to get up during at all, though you shouldn't have to unless you are the host, the napkin would go back on your chair. Why is everything Disney does so good? I hope you have enjoyed tea as much as we have, and we're already making plans to return. Tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite teas, or what are your favorite traditions? Are there any etiquette tips that you have to share, or maybe would like to learn? Because I would certainly like to learn more myself. Thank you. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I hope you have a magical day. Strawberry.